hello, and welcome to another edition of Wake Up and Live with the Arts. I'm your host, Sue Johnson, along with my co-host, Gary Webster, and our returning co-host, Rollin Mac Michael. And he is going to help us welcome and talk to our guests, Eric Kowalski and Juli Temple, about their new project, Mama's Plan.mp4, The Reconciliation. So why don't we get started now, and let's meet Eric Kowalski for the 15th time.
It seems like it, yes.
And welcome Juli Temple, who is visiting with us the first time. And Gare, we know Eric and the group from their first movie, Mama's Plan.
Yes, we do. We had some of the cast members from Mama's Plan with us about a year ago, as you ring up the
This was the
DVD
original
case. That's
Mama's
the original
Plan.
The original.
Yes. Written, the screenwriter, producer, director. Tell me everything that S.D. Chrisman was responsible and is responsible for.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Sue and Gary. A pleasure to be back here, and Rollin as well. And S.D. Chrisman is the screenplay writer, of course, for the original Mama's Plan, and as well now for the sequel, Mama's Plan 2, The Reconciliation. And I believe the last time I was here as an encore guest was with Ms. Tracy Washington, who is a colleague of ours and a representative. She, of course, appeared on the added features for the first one, as one that was very thankful that she had the support system in place when she had her unexpected newborn baby. And I know at the time, it was approximately a year ago, and we certainly mentioned our desire, Estes' desire to be able to see the day where the sequel would become a reality. And I'm very delighted to say that by the grace of God, it's been no small miracle because of her ongoing health problems that today we received the initial shipment of DVDs.
How did you get involved in this project, Juli?
Well, I auditioned for the part, and it was funny because when I walked in, they looked at me and they were like, wow, like you really look like a grown-up version of the girl from the first film. So I auditioned and I got the part, and the first scene that I had to work on was really intense. It was a scene where I confront my uncle, that had abused me as a child. So it was a really intense scene that I had to work on, but
don't you love film where the first scene is the sex scene with a total stranger, or where you confront your Uncle Harold, who you've never seen before, about how he abused you in the past?
Right. So it was really intense, but watching the first movie and with the girl, she did a really good job just portraying how she was affected by the abuse and everything, and it was I was able to really study that and get a lot from that character. Plus, I'm a social worker, so I work with a lot of adults that have been sexually abused, so that's what I worked on that as well, and it gave me like the empathy to be able to portray that in that scene. So it was an intense scene. It was a lot of hard work. We were rehearsing like 3-4 times a week, but
so tell us a little bit about your character in the movie 19 years after the initial movie, where she did some unspeakable things with her twin daughters.
Right. Well, in the sequel, Katie Blair is reformed.
And that's who your character is. Yes, she's the girl from the first movie.
Right, and she's reformed. It's 19 years later. She had been, she had done, paid the time for, what she did.
She had gone to jail. She was incarcerated.
Right. She was on parole for a while, I believe. But now she's engaged to a very nice man. She's owns a store. So she's got like a better life for herself. But at the same time, you can kind of see that some of the issues are still there, that she still wonders whatever happened with the twins. She has no idea.
And the twins are the babies that she discarded due to the pregnancy, the rape that she experienced as a young girl.
Right. And in order to move on in her relationship with her fiance, it was discussed that she go and confront the uncle. That was part of
For therapy.
moving
Yeah.
forward.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Right.
And Mr. Rollin Mac Michael.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Mac. How you doing, honey?
Doing very well.
It
How are
is
you?
so good to have you back here home with us.
Nice to
in
see you. Nice to
Cleveland
see you,
and
Gary.
here at the table.
Nice to see you.
So you are now a significant part of Mama's Plan 2.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit about how you got involved with this project and what your character is all about.
Initially, I was cast in the first film, but we ran into a schedule problem, and I had to lay off that particular role. And as Eric and I have talked about, and I've talked about this with Esty, sometimes the good Lord knows the best way to do these things. Because my character in the sequel is, as far as I'm concerned, a perfect character for where I am in the business and in my personal life. And I play an angel, basically, who comes back, who gives some advice, who gives gives his own story about a relationship with his twin brother, to the surviving daughter after she initially meets her mother for the first time. And she's conflicted of where her emotions really are. And she's in a park, and I appear on the bench, and I have a nice little discussion with her.
And somehow he goes against type casting. With him
Casting Mac as an angel, oh, that's definitely going against type.
Okay. I thought I'd get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do want to say on the outset that it was an honor and a privilege for me to work with Julie and Eric
Thank you.
on this project. I have seen the final cut, and I want to congratulate both of them on a job well done. I'm very proud of you.
And I'm sure
And
that we'll all
Thank you.
echo
Likewise.
those sentiments
Absolutely.
after we all get a chance to see the final production. Now, Eric, there have been changes since you were here last. You were strictly, quote, the spokesperson for the project. And now, Mac, he's an actor.
That's
I
the
know.
quantum leap that I was
Quantum leap.
referring
What's funny
to
about that,
earlier.
Sue?
Tell us about your debut.
What's interesting,
Okay.
Eric, I didn't know about your scenes
Okay.
until I saw you the
I
first
was
time.
trying to be as
Yeah,
low-key
hey, Eric.
as I could be. It was not of my own initiative. I mean, again,
Our audience
recalling.
would love to know, how can they see this movie?
Oh, absolutely.
And get our Mama's Plan original still
Yes,
available?
loose copies are still available, and while we're updating the site, we very much hope to have a trailer of the sequel on our website. That's probably going to be a week or two away, but there's two ways of finding out how to obtain one or both of our films, and that would be for those with computers to kindly visit our website at www.mamasplan.com, and that's M-A-M-A-S, Mama's Plan, one word, P-L-A-N, and you can find out information about both films, but also too, please feel free to give me a call, and my number is 216-225-9671. And again, that's Eric with Mama's Plan Film Group, 216-225-9671.
And Gary, so we're going to end this segment right about now, but not until we thank our special guest, Eric Kowalski. It's so good to see you, and so
Same
glad
here. Thank
that
you.
you asked us to help get the word out again about your project, and upward and onward to, Sundance and Toronto Film Festivals and Cleveland Film Festivals.
We hope. Lord's willing.
And Julie, of course, congratulations on coming into the industry
And break a leg.
or take wings. No, because if you're like me, you'll break something. Don't do that.
Hand,
It's
leg,
hand,
right.
leg, the whole 9 yards. And we will be delighted to keep connected to you and follow your career as you go forth. Mac, I don't have too much to say to you because you're
That's
going to
good.
join us for the
Yeah.
next segment. We're going to
Okay.
find out what devilment he's been up to. Angel on his shoulder on the bench. Yeah, right. Stay tuned. Don't go away. We're coming right back with Mary Lou Franks and one of her